All right, so this is another one of Andy's podcasts. Today, I have Carson Hall here. Say something.
Hello.
He's been a friend of mine for a while now, since
Some say too long.
what, 6th grade?
Yeah, around 6th grade. I think
Yeah.
I met you in 6th grade, so yeah.
Probably, yeah. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I don't know. I come from a really large family. My mom comes from 15 kids, so I have a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles on my mom's side, and I only got 2 people on my dad's side, so it's not as many people. I go to school at Bear River, locally. You're on my campus, but we're not going to school together in a sense. I play soccer for a hobby. Not a hobby, but a sport. When off season on soccer, when it's not outdoor, I play indoor soccer at Samba. It's a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun playing that. I do reffing as a job over the summer. And I'm working on my driving, which I wish I could have sooner, but I'm not old enough.
Good. So you have your permit right now?
I'm working on getting my permit. It's a lot of... See, the thing is, the stupid website I went on, it actually keeps track of your time. So 30 hours is a lot of time to be spending on it, when some of the websites I realize don't have timers, so yeah.
Wow. All right. So how old are you and what grade are you in?
So I am 15, almost 16. I'll be 16 in June. And I am a sophomore.
Oh, all right. Do you like your experience at Bear River?
Yeah, I really like Bear River because it's a smaller school. Like compared to NU, which is a lot larger of a school, I've actually heard that I think NU's like twice or 3 times the size of the school that we are. And so the thing I like about it is that it's a smaller school, so there's less teachers, but there's also less of a population. So you know a lot more of the kids. And the classes are still like 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds, 30 students. So what's nice about that is you have more room to ask the teacher questions and things that you don't have in larger schools where you have 60 students to a class instead. The only thing I don't like about Bear River is that we don't have the funding to do a lot of specialized classes. So like we don't have a home ec class, or our auto shop got cut out. So we're at mechanics now, which is one of my favorite classes. Have you ever taken a shop class, Andy?
Yeah, I've taken a couple.
It's woodworking and metalworking, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah.
I've just done woodworking. I haven't done any metalworking.
You should try it. It's a lot of fun, and it's really applicable to what like what you have around your house and farm work and things.
Right.
So
all right.
yeah.
Cool. What group do you think you most fit in with at Bear River?
I think you know the answer to this one.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of more of a nerdy person, but I really enjoy finding my way around computers. I've had a lot of film experience in the past, and I'm in filming club right now at school. I'm actually the vice president of it. I also just really enjoy doing activities with the school. Like I'm in a CERT team too, so community emergency response team. And so we're learning more of like a skills to like rescuing people and helping people kind of a thing. And it's fun to be in a team like that because it's just skills that you can carry on through your life. And same thing with mechanics, is you can carry skills like that through your life and whatever you're doing.
So trying to learn more of things that will help you.
Well, if you really think about it, I feel like school should also be, it doesn't have to be a process where you're learning things out of a book about a class. Like you go to social studies to learn about like a long time past ago or something. But I believe that a lot of people should also go to school to learn life skills. So like you can apply certain skills in history to your life. Or you can apply certain skills in your English to your life, like essay writing or resume writing and stuff like that. Or if you're going to take a math class, you're going to apply that to your life somehow, because most likely any job you take is going to involve mathematics in some way or another. If not, you're doing a really heavy, you're digging ditches or something, you know what I mean?
Right, like organized labor and
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So what has been your experience at different schools that you've been to? Like, what was the first school you went to?
Well, when I've lived here my whole life in Grass Valley. So when I was younger, I went to Hennessy when I was little up until second grade. And then I moved to Alta Sierra School. And then after Alta Sierra School, I moved to Magnolia, where I met you. And then now I'm still at Bear River. So I've found that a lot of different schools have different teaching styles. You got some teachers teach a lot differently than others. Some teachers believe that you need to teach more strictly, where you go into a classroom and you they pour information into you and then you practice it and then that's it. And some teachers believe that school should be more interacting. So I have a teacher right now in my social studies class where he doesn't teach as a lecture. He hates lecturing, and he doesn't like to read out of the textbook. Like, he doesn't like us reading out of the textbook very much. Like, we do like Cornell notes on something on the book, but most of his class is doing activities and group stuff that you actually learn from doing, like a simulation, instead of like reading out of a book and being bored half to death in your class.
Right. What has been okay? So the first school that you went to, that was Hennessy.
Mm-hmm.
What was your like? Do you remember much about that? Or?
I was really little, so I don't remember a lot. But I do remember when we were in like second grade, we had this experiment because we were learning about like developing of a chicken or something. So we had eggs and we developed ducks and chickens until they were actually like born, and then we got to take them home if your parents would let you. So yeah, I think my teacher, like, okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but believe it, my teacher's name was Mrs. Hottie. I know, it's really like weird name for having a teacher, but yeah. And then when I moved to Alta Sierra, I had a bunch of different teachers, like, but it was a lot. I feel like I had more of a cliquey experience at elementary school than I do at middle or high school. Because when you were little in elementary school, like, you know who all the cool kids were, and like all the cool kids kind of hung together and ate lunch together and everything. You don't really think about that now. It's like, oh yeah, little kids, yeah, so cliquey. But like yeah, like some of us we had a couple of friends. Like I only had a couple of friends with me, and then a lot of people had a lot of friends if you were really popular and doing things. So yeah. When I moved to middle school at Magnolia, my true inner nerd came out. I had a 4.0 for almost all 3 of my years. So my 7th and 8th grade year, I had a 4.0. And then I think I had like a 3.5, 3.7 through my 6th grade year. I went into film and photography. I took a class with probably one of my favorite teachers I've ever had was Mr. Peach. He taught me the basics of like film working and editing, and we had a lot of fun working on different projects and learning different aspects and things and messing around with programs like Final Cut Pro and Motion and Encore and things like that. And it was just it's an enriching experience, especially if you have a teacher that really likes what they're doing. And if you truly want to learn something, you should really have a teacher that wants to teach you. Like, if a teacher is really enthusiastic about what they do, that you will learn a lot more than a teacher that's not as enthusiastic about what they want you to learn.
Right. So you talked a little bit about your social experience in elementary school. What was your social experience in middle school?
Middle school was a lot more I feel like middle school was still like a little cliquey, but it wasn't as bad. Like, a lot of the same groups kind of still hung together. But the cool thing about middle school is I feel like middle school you really develop your group. Like, you have a real group of friends. Like, if you remember when we were in middle school, we had like 10 people. We'd all eat lunch together every day and talk about things and filming projects we had and different classes we had and assignments we had. And middle school is kind of like the honeymoon period between when you have elementary school, where it's like you play a lot more and it's like a lot less work, and then high school where you're being really drilled in a lot of work and stuff that you're doing. Middle school was kind of like the middle period, that it's not a lot of work, but it's still enough work that you can still like enjoy a lot of your social life instead of having to do a lot of homework at home, and then all of your other activities kind of eat up your life.
Do you think that system works well?
What the system of schools, like
where they have you kind of transition into high school? Do you think that could be more improved? I don't know.
I don't know. Like when we were in 8th grade, we went on the trip to New York. You were there with your father.
There, yeah.
But like, it was just a weird thought to us. I felt like we all thought it was really weird. It's like, oh, we're like in high school now after 8th grade. It's like we're now expected to be mature and like a lot. And we're like, we all look at each other like, ha, us actually being mature for once. And like, look at us now. We're like more mature as people, and that we understand things, even though we still have our inappropriate moments, but still. But it wasn't a hard transition to high school. I felt like the only thing that really changed was the homework load, and the teachers are a lot less flexible on the way that they do things. Your teachers aren't as willing to like fully help you in everything you do. It's more of like they'll help you, but they won't do like everything for you. Like not that that's what I wanted, but they'll help you to a certain extent, and then you're pretty much on your own from there, or you'll have another student help you, which is also another good way to learn something. But yeah.
What do you think about the 8th grade trip?
Oh, that was fun. It was fun to experience, like us here on the East Coast. It's like West Coast. Whoops. Going to the East Coast with us living on the West Coast, it's a lot different for us because the weather's a lot different. The culture is a little different, and like it's funny to say that because we like live in America, so like you think that the culture is pretty similar. But we do live in different cultures on different coasts. But probably one of the coolest things we went and did was we went to all of the memorials We went to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument. Well, we couldn't go in anymore because it was shaken by that earthquake. We went to the World War II Memorial, went to the Vietnam Memorial. And it's just kind of cool to look at our nation's history and the way that we formed, and the difficulties we've been through. The Holocaust Museum was another big thing that we went through. We didn't really have enough time to go through that, but It was really interesting, and they had a lot of really interesting things in there. But it was also really sad to see people mourning there as well when we were on a trip to learn, but it was weird to us to see people mourning there as well when we're there to learn more about the period and the time of what's going on. So yeah. It was cool also kind of seeing the Chinatown. Like we went to little Chinatown. We went and bought things there, and then we went to Little Italy. We saw a commercial being shot there for a Chase commercial, I'm pretty sure. But it's just like the little things. I believe that like the little things in life are really important. So like that little trip, it was only a week of your life, but you'll remember it forever because not a lot of people get to go back to some places they go to. You know what I mean? I know that you've been back to New York because you and your dad work on things and your dad travels a lot, but I haven't been back to New York since then. But I think it would be cool to go and do like a family trip where you have more time to look through things and look at things and yeah.
New York is just kind of one of those places where you just gotta like go.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. There's just take your time and go through it because
right.
If you don't have enough time to do it, you don't really get to experience. But there's so much to experience. Like a week barely does it justice that you have enough time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So how are you liking Bear River? So I think I've asked you that before. Cause you
did.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about the social structure of Bear River?
The thing I really liked about going to high school was I felt like it broke the structural order of going to school, where the cool kids, like the nerdy kids, and all of those were broken down. And instead of having certain kids that were cool, or like they were all awesome and they hung around with you and everything, it's more of like the older kids, like the juniors and the seniors, are the cool ones, and the freshmen are the like chump change of the group, and then the sophomores are like the middle, the medians, like we're like not yet the cool kids, but we're not yet like the losers of the group. I'm not saying that freshmen are bad people. I'm just saying that a lot of people don't like freshmen for some reason. I don't really understand it myself, but yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about or add?
How do you feel about seeing people at school, like with relationships? Like, do you not like seeing people like at school, like hugging and kissing all over each other?
There's one couple at Sale. It's Anna and Elijah.
Yeah.
Anna Norman.
Shut up.
But basically, anytime that they're like hanging out or like kissing or like hugging, then it's me and one of my friends. We just start yelling PDA at them.
What does that mean?
It's public display of affection.
Oh.
So they're kissing, we just yell down like the hillside, PDA! PDA! I love doing that. That's what I do with most couples. But there are some couples that are pretty good, like Ben and McKenna. They keep it very professional, which is pretty awesome.
Like, I mean, I don't mind, like you need to like understand, like a lot of people is it's not like a bad thing. Like, I understand, like you want to hug and kiss somebody that you like, but if there's a point where it becomes a casual hug or a kiss from like you're like really going to town on somebody, and it's like, I actually told somebody once, I'm like, because I walk around one of the back sides of one of the buildings, and then you have the ag wing, and so there's like a little like back kind of alleyway kind of a thing, and so there was like a couple there that was like really like, you know what I mean?
Just going at it.
Yeah, and it was like, I yelled at him, I'm like, I will get you a room, please. Like,
they thought they were safe, but they were not.
Yeah, it was like ridiculous. Like, it was like bad, and it was really awkward because I didn't realize that the guy had the same class with me for the next period. So it was like, he gave me a funny look when he walked in, because after I said that, they both looked at me and laughed really hard, because it was like they didn't understand truly like what they were doing. So yeah,
I'm completely fine if couples want to do that privately, but when they just start going at it like in the middle of where we're eating like lunch, that's just terrible, and I don't think that should be a thing.
What's your favorite class at Sale?
My favorite class? Right now, it's probably... I have to think about this.
It sounds like a good class.
I don't know. I'm liking Tech Ed because they're doing 3D modeling and printing. That's pretty cool because I designed an airplane, and right now I'm also designing a spaceship.
Jerk.
So I think my next project might be building the Battlestar Galactica and printing that.
Here's a good question for you, because it's actually quite a what the heck you call it?
Physiological
question. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
How do you feel moving from a traditional school like Bear River was a slightly traditional school,
right.
Like it's a high school,
right, to
moving to a Sale school, which is more of it's an expeditionary learning school? Like, how do you feel like that differs?
Much smaller classes. So you might have 30 kids, whereas a bigger school would have 60. We have like 15. Like, it's cut in half again. And I really like that because not only do you know who people are, you get to like really know them, which maybe isn't so much a good thing, because now like almost 3/4 of the entire students there I absolutely despise. They're just terrible people when you really look at them. But the quarter that I do like, I really like them, and we've gotten well together, and it's just we work well together and everything. But what am I trying to say? It's just you get to know people in a small school, which you don't get to know in a larger school.
Do you feel like there's still a slight social structure, or do you feel like it's just more of like a friends, like chummy group?
There is definitely a social structure. There's the cooler kids, and they're like the more athletic kids. So it will probably be like Brandon and Elijah and I think not Robbie, because he's kind of like lower.
It's a nice way to put it, Andrew.
I'm kind of in the middle, and then there's a couple of, like, there's another group below me. I don't really want to talk about them. But yeah, there is a social structure, and I don't think there's really any way to get away from that.
Do you really like the teachers you guys have on campus?
Some of them yes, some of them no. I like Mr. Mendelson. He's a very smart person, and I like him because of that. But there are some not very smart teachers that I don't want to name because I might fail their classes.
Nice.
Yep. Yes, I also like that we don't get very much homework, which is pretty awesome, because a lot of the teachers just kind of feel like it doesn't help.
Yeah, I wish that, I kind of put it on myself because I'm taking a lot of advanced classes. Like, I'm taking an advanced English class and an advanced social studies class, but it's like, dang, sometimes it's like our teacher smacks us in the face with like 4 Macbeth assignments, and it's like, these are due by the end of the week, and it's like, no, we really don't want to do this by the end of the week. So it's like pushing all this work down your throat.
Right.
And then, like, I feel like some teachers should really corroborate their schedules, because it's like we have 5 assignments in one class. We don't really want to have an essay due in the other class and then have another project due in the third class, which has happened to me before, which is such a pain in the butt, because you have like 4 things that are due by like the end of the time that you have, which is normally a week or 2.
Right.
So it's like, yay, late nights for us.
What we'll sometimes have is it'll be work that you're doing in class, and then if you don't finish it, you take it home.
Yeah, so it's like classwork.
Right, and that's pretty much it. There's no like, we do this in class, oh, and then you have this extra assignment.
Yeah, like, our classes still kind of work that way. Like, our math class, like, we'll do a couple of like example problems. We'll go through the whatever today is, and then she'll give us an assignment. You have about, the rest of the period to work on it, which is about 20 minutes, maybe a little more. And so you'll get, half of your assignment done, so you only have half to do, unless you're lazy like me and you only do not like barely any of your homework, and then you have a lot more to do at home.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I just put it off and put it off. It seems to work. Until it doesn't.
It's not going to work as well in college, I guarantee that one.
Yeah, college. Have you thought like anything about college?
Yeah, I'm actually planning on taking a course in American Sign Language next year. It's a lot of fun. I really like the language. It's gonna be my foreign language, because I haven't taken any credits for a foreign language yet. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a really cool experience.
Nice. Have you thought about like colleges though? Like colleges you might want to attend?
I'm actually planning on majoring in being an RN, which is a registered nurse. But you don't really go to a lot of you go to college for it, but it's not like you go to a university to do it. It's more of you go to your community college and then do your general education, and then you go into a nursing program where you learn what you're doing. So it's not like, there are some big universities that do it, like the UNR, which is the University of Nevada, Reno, and some other programs throughout the states, but it's also can be a tech class where you go and it's like a technical class, you know what I mean? It's like you take it and you go and you learn and then you apply your skills. So it's not completely like a college class, but the one I want to do, you have to go through college to do it. So
my plan is almost the same, where I'll go to like Sierra College and I'll get all my general stuff out of the way, and then I can go to like Chapman or something like that and just work on film, because I like film.
So what are you planning on majoring in? Cinematography, directing?
Communication arts, I think.
Just communication arts?
Just
so you'll be
communication
working on like commercials,
Yeah,
ads, things like that?
stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking so far. And then I might,
Are you planning on
Something else.
working for a company, or are you going to be like a free, what do you call that?
just a business owner. I don't know yet.
Well, some people like go into business. You'll go into business for a company, but you work kind of for yourself, but you work for a company as well. So it's like you're working under a company. So I guess I don't know. You probably get more benefits out of it that way.
Right.
But there's also people like I don't know, but like I think your father does more of like a free work where he does what he's hired to do. He's like an independent contractor kind of a thing.
Right.
So it's some people do that as well, where you take a little more of a cut from it. But
There's a company called Slice that I'm thinking about. I'm gonna go over the summer and I'm gonna intern there for like a week or two, and they do a lot of video editing.
they take young people, or is it just like a later job?
I'm not sure yet.
You're 16, right, Andrew?
I am 16. Yes. I
So
don't have.
You don't have to have a permit to work.
I don't think I do. I'm not sure. I don't know any of the laws. I've done zero research on this.
When you're 16, you're allowed to work for yourself. When you're 15 and a half, it's when you can get a work permit, but there's a lot of restrictions on it. So you might as well just wait until you're 16 to work, because it's just a pain
It's
in the
like
butt.
8 hours a week, and
Yeah, like you can only
get
work
paid
a
this
certain
much.
time. You can only work at certain jobs. I've actually looked at the form. It's ridiculous.
yeah. Well, I'll probably like drive down because Slice, it's in the Bay Area, so I'll probably go down and I'll have to like get a hotel room and I'll have to stay there, and
Oh man, such a problem.
such a problem. But the actual place is in Oakland, so I'm probably not gonna be able to stay anywhere near there.
If you're at a bigger school, do you feel like you would? I don't want to like put this rudely, but do you feel like you'd be a lot more social with the way you go to school?
What do you mean by that?
Like you feel like you would have a larger group of friends, and you'd be, hitting on girls to have a girlfriend and those kind of things.
The first one, no, and the second one, yes.
I like the way you put that.
The group of friends that I have, I could have more, but I don't think that would help. Like, it's very close knit because I have like Luke, I have Ethan, I have.
But you did leave some of us behind when you went to.
I
When
did.
you left Bear River. Like we're still here, but we like don't see you as much. Like sometimes our lunches coincide, but not all the time.
But even then, I can't talk to you because I'm not allowed down there.
Yeah, it's like the secret club.
Freaking Bear River and their rules.
Hey,
It's true. Well, it wasn't all you. It was also kind of us. But anyway,
nice job, Andrew.
basically, like Bear River, they said, "Oh, you guys are troublemakers. Don't come down here during lunch. You can't socialize with our kids, even though you have friends." So that happened. But then the girl situation, there are like no available girls at Sale, which is awful. So
it sounds like you have a problem.
it's a huge problem. But if it was a bigger school and because there are only there's Anna, there's Hannah, there's McKenna, there's Crystal, and there's Christiana, and I don't think any of them are available or like me. So
Do you feel like there's a lot of like fighting over girls there?
no,
No,
really,
even though there's like so many, the boy to girl ratio is kind of skewed.
right? No, there isn't. I don't think anybody really cares, which is nice because I don't care.
That's a nice way to put it, Andrew.
It is a nice way. Not that I'm pathetic and lonely.
Not at all. I wouldn't say that to you.
Anyway, I don't think there's anything I want to add to that. Is there anything you want to add?
To this video.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, well, it's nice to know we wrapped it up on your pathetic life.
Yeah, no. Just start weeping. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Do you want to sign off?
Yep. It was nice to see you guys. Nice to talk to you, Andrew.
Yep.
Yep.
Like and subscribe for more
More embarrassing Andrew stories.
more embarrassing Andrew stories. All right. See you guys.
Bye.